Central Town, Drucker House. Martin Bauer and Widow Kemperin. Amelie says the sin of Saul. The sin of Saul. Casper says, Master, did you hear that? It sounded like someone crying out. Player says, I think it's Sister Amelie. She's a mystic. She may be having one of her visions. Sister Amelie, are you all right? Amelie says, the Philistines, this is the hand of God. Compline. Compline. Player says, Sister, is something happening at Compline? Casper says it's Compline right now. Amelie says, Nuuu. Casper says. Option 1 of 2 Sister? Sister Amelie? Option 2 of 2 Wait. Option 1 of 2 Sister? Sister Amelie? Amelie says. You're the artist, Andreas. Option 1 of 3 You remember me? Option 2 of 3 Are you alright, Sister? Option 3 of 3 What did you see? Amelie says yes. You were here when the Baron was killed. You've changed. Option 1 of 3 hopefully for the better. Option 2 of 3 No1 really changes. Option 3 of 3 in more ways than one. Option 1 of 3 hopefully for the better. Amelie says God knows. Though he reveals and hides at his will, he always knows our inner heart, even if we do not know it ourselves. I wish Father Thomas were here. Player says, would you like Casper to go get him? Amelie says, if he could, yes. His house is just around the corner. Player says, Casper, run and get Father Thomas. Casper says, yes, Master Andreas. Amelie says, your son? Option 1 of 3 My apprentice. Casper Ziegler, from Salzburg. Option 2 of 3 My apprentice, but I think of him like a son. Option 3 of 3 No. I have no son. My wife and I. Option 2 of 3 My apprentice, but I think of him like a son. Amelie says he seems eager to please you. Option 1 of 3 Of course. That is the job of an apprentice. Option 2 of 3 He is quite enthusiastic, yes. Option 3 of 3 I feel his devotion is misplaced in me. Option 2 of 3 He is quite enthusiastic, yes. Amelie says I have little knowledge of the workings of masters and apprentices. Amelie says my world is one of spirit, decoupled from the march of life and death. I see and hear your world turning from this little window, but they are mercifully small glimpses. Option 1 of 2 mercifully small? Option 2 of 2 You chose a difficult life. Option 1 of 2 mercifully small? Amelie says this cell allows me to contemplate mysteries without the noise of the outside world polluting my thoughts. Your world is the world of normal lives and normal thoughts. It can be difficult to hear the divine, much less make sense of it. I have no will to be part of that world. I strive to have no will at all, but to subordinate myself to the will of God. When my will is His will, He graces me with visions, confusing though they may be. Option 1 of 5 Join your will, to be intimate with Jesus, as though He were your wedded husband. Option 2 of 5 It must be frustrating. Option 3 of 5 Surely it could be interpreted with scripture. Option 4 of 5 Certainly if God is giving you visions, He wants you to understand them. Option 5 of 5 I am sorry to have disturbed you. Option 1 of 5 Join your will, to be intimate with Jesus, as though He were your wedded husband. Amelie says. That is a bold thing to say, Master Mailer. Where did you hear that? Option 1 of 2 I read it in a book written by an English mystic. Option 2 of 2 Why do you assume I heard it? I have thoughts of my own. Option 1 of 2 I read it in a book written by an English mystic. Player says I had someone make a translation for me. Amelie says I am glad you have an interest in spiritual matters. But these are not words to speak lightly, nor ideas to speak lightly of. The revelations we experience can be terrifying to us and to those who witness us experiencing them. They are not dreams, but waking visions of the greatest divine forces. Option 1 of 2 I am sorry. I did not mean to offend you. Option 2 of 2 say nothing. Option 1 of 2 I am sorry. I did not mean to offend you. Emily says I am not offended, but it is difficult for us to communicate these experiences through the written word. Player says sister, is that hole in the ground your grave? Emily says yes. I dug it before Father Thomas read me my funeral rites, before I was enclosed here. I dig a little more in it each day. Most people find it shocking, but this is my devotion, my vocation. Once someone finds their calling, they must answer it fully. Option 1 of 4 WHAT if the calling is wrong. Option 2 of 4 I don't think it's that simple. Option 3 of 4 of course. How could we do otherwise? Option 4 of 4 WAS a calling to a cloistered life not enough? Option 1 of 4 WHAT if the calling is wrong. Emily says I wish I could give a helpful answer, but I don't know. I felt this was my calling even before I could admit it to myself. Is your calling in question, Andreas? Is your life? Option 1 of 2 BOTH, I think. Option 2 of 2 say nothing. Option 1 of 2 BOTH, I think. Player says I've lost my love. My love for art. Love for family. Love for anything. The last 7 years have been hard. It was all too much for me. Emily says don't lose hope, Andreas. The human heart is no small thing. It can hold so much. Player says Augustine. Thomas says Andreas, thank you for sending Casper. Option 1 of 2 IT seemed prudent. Option 2 of 2 SHE asked for you. Option 1 of 2 IT seemed prudent. Thomas says are you all right, Sister Emily? Emily says yes, Father. I may have had another vision. I remember little of it. Master Mailer and his apprentice heard nothing specific. Thomas says that is unfortunate, but I am glad you are all right. Andreas, Casper, could you excuse us? We appreciate your help, but I must tend to her now in the church. Option 1 of 2 of course, Father. Good evening. Option 2 of 2. All right. Good evening. Option 1 of 2 of course, Father. Good evening. Emily says God bless you both. Casper says Master Andreas, I'm confused. What did that all mean? Player says I'm not sure, but the last time I heard Sister Emily have a vision, it was just before the Baron was murdered. Casper says what? Do you think, could Sister Emily be receiving warnings? Option 1 of 5 NO, that's too simple an explanation. There are layers and layers to divine messages. Option 2 of 5 IT is easy to think that, especially after the fact, but I was only present for one murder and one other vision. Option 3 of 5 it is possible. John received his revelation of Apocalypse on Patmos. It was a vision of Judgment Day. Option 4 of 5 it is possible, yes. Option 5 of 5 I am skeptical. Option 2 of 5 IT is easy to think that, especially after the fact, but I was only present for one murder and one other vision. Casper says but what if there's another murder? Player says if that happens, I may revise my opinion. Come, Casper, let's retire for the evening. No, Forest. No, Forest. Lower Abbey. Lower Abbey, guest house bedroom. Guest house bedroom. Guest house. Go to bed. Go to bed. Player says it's getting late, I should get some rest. Option 1 of 2 go to sleep. Option 2 of 2 stay awake. Option 1 of 2 go to sleep. Go to bed. Player says did you drop this? Casper says no, I I don't think so, Master. Casper says that script looks beautiful, Master Andreas. Did you write that? Player says you were warned. Casper says warned? What does that mean? Warned about what? Option 1 of 3 IT. Has to do with the murder that happened the last time I was here. Option 2 of 3 it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Option 3 of 3 say nothing. Option 1 of 3 IT. Has to do with the murder that happened the last time I was here. Casper says how? I thought they caught the murderer. Player says yes, but it's complicated. Let's just head up to the library, Casper. Casper says all right, Master. Guest house. Guest house. Guest house bedroom, Lower Abbey. Guest house. Lower Abbey. Gernot. Gernot says God bless you, Andreas. Large garden. Abbot house, pet mirabilis. Cellar. Kitchen and cellar, kitchen and cellar. Feed cat. Kitchen and cellar. Cellar, Lucas. Lucas says God bless you, Master Mailer. Player says God bless you, Brother Lucas. How have you been? Still working in the kitchen? Lucas says yes, I'm still assisting Brother Wojslav. I've been making more complex dinners recently for Father Gernot. The rest of the brothers eat simpler fare, but the abbot has the privilege of foods from around the world. Option 1 of 2 why does the abbot need such fancy foods? Option 2 of 2 tell me about what you've been cooking. Option 1 of 2 why does the abbot need such fancy foods? Lucas says well, he's the abbot. Father Wojslav says the abbot always gets the best. He said Father Matthias was odd because he ate the same food as the rest of the brothers. I don't mind it, though. I've been learning a lot of new ways to cook recently. Player says oh, what are you cooking now? Lucas says oh. Brother Wojslav sent me to collect something for him, but I can't remember what it was. Option 1 of 2 something from the cellar, perhaps. Option 2 of 2 I don't have time to help you right now. Option 1 of 2 something from the cellar, perhaps. Lucas says probably. There's so much in there, though. Maybe if I bring back a few onions, he'll be happy. We always need more onions. Player says I'll leave you to it, then. Lucas. Lucas says God bless you, Master Wojslav. Wojslav says God bless you, Andreas. Welcome back to Kiersa. What brings you back to the abbey? Option 1 of 2 I am returning to Nuremberg, but wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero on my way. Option 2 of 2 just passing through. Option 1 of 2 I am returning to Nuremberg, but wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero on my way. Wojslav says oh, of course. His grave is well kept, I assure you. Option 1 of 3 thanku, Brother Wojslav. I'm glad to hear it. Option 2 of 3 at least the abbey's done that much. Option 3 of 3 remain silent. Option 1 of 3 thanku, Brother Wojslav. I'm glad to hear it. Wojslav says will you be staying in Tassing long enough for the St. John's Eve festival? It may be simple compared to those in the cities, but everyone in Tassing looks forward to it. Casper says really? Master Andreas, Can we? Option 1 of 3 that's really only an extra day or two, why not? Option 2 of 3 I don't know, Casper. I have a lot of work to get back to. Option 3 of 3 whatever keeps me another day from that bloated aristocrat and his commission. Option 1 of 3 that's really only an extra day or two, why not? Casper says yes. Thank you, Master. Wojciech says I'm sure it's quite quaint compared to what you're used to, but it's one of Tassing's biggest events. Anyway, I'd better get back to work. It's good to see you again, Andreas. God bless you. Player says God bless you, Brother Wojciech. Wojciech. Refectory. Refectory. Kitchen and cellar. Cloister. Kitchen and cellar. One of emails. This is where the reads them. Large garden. Cloister. Refectory. Courtyard. Large garden. Florian. Florian says Andreas Mailer. How wonderful to see you. Have you been well? Option 1 of 2 WELL enough, Option 2 of 2 NOT lately. Option 1 of 2 WELL enough, yes, Florian says good. You look healthy. What brings you back here? Option 1 of 2 I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Pierrot. Option 2 of 2 I don't want to return to Nuremberg just yet. Option 1 of 2 I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Pierrot. Florian says of course. I'm sorry, Andreas. I know it's a small consolation, but he lived a long life with little pain. He died quite suddenly during Lauds. He was well loved by everyone here, even those who might pretend otherwise. I'm sure he appreciates the gesture. As for your visit, I cannot speak with the abbot's authority, but you are always welcome company. Player says Quanto e buono il tuo italiano? How good is your Italian? Florian says non è troppo male. It's not too bad. I've been reading every Italian medical text Klaus Drucker can get his hands on. Player says really? How many is that? Florian says I haven't counted, but many. Leonicino's text on the French disease, which might have been helpful for the Baron all those years ago. The Fasciculus Medicini, a new printing from Venice. Wonderful woodcuts. The Flower of Medicine from Salerno. Did you know they've translated it into Hebrew? Occitan? Imagine that. Imagine a peasant in the fields of Provence reading the medical wisdom of Salerno. Option 1 of 3 imagine a Polish mercenary doing it. Option 2 of 3 it's truly remarkable. Option 3 of 3 what use would a peasant have for the medical wisdom of Salerno? Option 2 of 3 it's truly remarkable. Florian says what a wonder these books are. I got carried away. Hee. Anyway, it's good to see you, Andreas. Until later. Player says until then. Florian. Florian says hello, Andreas. Florian. Monastery Loquarium. Ferenc. Ferenc says Andreas. It is good to see you again after so many years. You look healthy and prosperous. God has blessed you. Option 1 of 3 Thanku, Brother Prior. Option 2 of 3 The Lord will send a blessing on your barns and on everything you put your hand to. Option 3 of 3 I worked and was paid for it. God had nothing to do with it. Option 2 of 3 The Lord will send a blessing on your barns and on everything you put your hand to. Ferenc says yes. Well, the scriptorium and library have not had the same fortune, despite our best efforts. Option 1 of 3 I am sorry to hear that. Option 2 of 3 The day had to come eventually. I'm surprised it stayed open as long as it did. Option 3 of 3 It was the artist's labor. You worked us like oxen in the fields. Option 1 of 3 I am sorry to hear that. Ferenc says thank you, Andreas. I hope you don't harbor any ill feelings toward me or the abbey because of your time in the scriptorium. Those were difficult days. I'm afraid the stress of overseeing the end of the scriptorium inflamed a sinful, spiteful wound in me. My frustration was exacerbated by the presence of a layman. It's not your fault, of course. God knows that the error lies with me. Forgive me, Andreas. Option 1 of 4 There's nothing to forgive, Brother Prior. Option 2 of 4 Time is the healer of all necessary evils. Option 3 of 4 I forgive you, Brother Ferenc. All is well. Option 4 of 4 If you want forgiveness, talk to a priest. You'll find none with me. Option 1 of 4 There's nothing to forgive, Brother Prior. Ferenc says that's kind of you to say. Option 1 of 2 How have you been these last few years? Option 2 of 2 I have to go, but it was nice to see you. Option 1 of 2 How have you been these last few years? Ferenc says despite the decline of the Abbey, I have been in better spirits. It is much easier for me to be an effective prior to the brothers without needing to run the scriptorium. Option 1 of 2 That must be a relief. Option 2 of 2 Forgive me for saying so, but it seems odd that Father Gernot entrusts so much to Brother Guy. Option 1 of 2 That must be a relief. Ferenc says it is, though the Abbey's financial problems continue to make things difficult. I pray that Father Abbot will find a way to seek Yearsaw through the years to come. Player says I have to go, but it was nice to see you. Ferenc says you as well. God bless you, Andreas. Ferenc. Rudger. Rudger says Andreas, oh, it's wonderful to see you again. How have things been for you in Nuremberg? Player says I've actually been in Krakow recently. Option 1 of 3 Nuremberg is wonderful, though. Option 2 of 3 Nuremberg is the same as it always is. Option 3 of 3 I am not looking forward to going back to Nuremberg. Option 1 of 3 Nuremberg is wonderful, though. Option Rudger says I'm glad to hear it. Forgive me for asking, but how did you find the music in Krakow? Player says excellent. King Sigismund and the Archbishop of Wawel are patrons of ensembles and host foreign musicians at court. Rudger says oh, that is wonderful to hear. I have heard Krakow is a beautiful city. I am glad they are making beautiful music as well. I love our music, of course, but I am interested in what is being created across Christendom. I suppose you came to pay your respects to Brother Pierrot. I'm so sorry, Andreas. He was a wonderful man and a faithful servant of Christ. Option 1 of 2 That he was. Option 2 of 2 He was my friend and teacher. Option 1 of 2 That he was. Rudger says well, despite the occasion, it is good to see you again. God bless you, Andreas. Rudger. God bless you, Andreas. Dormitory. Old Bailey. Church. Scriptorium. Edoc. Edoc says hello? Who is this? Player says it's Andreas, Brother Edoc. Andreas Mailer. Edoc says ah. Oh. Andreas. The fine young artist from Nuremberg. Option 1 of 2 Not quite so young anymore, brother. Option 2 of 2 You flatter me. Edoc says your art flattered my writing. Yours and Brother Pierrot's both. God rest his soul. It is a blessing to work with talents such as yours and Pierrot's, and Gabriel and Rupert and Sister Michaela when the nuns helped us with our labors. So many years of toil. They are all gone now. I pray they are all at rest with the Lord. Soon I will be gone, then Brother Guy, and all that will remain of us are our books. But enough of that. How have you been, Andreas? Option 1 of 3 God has blessed me with good fortune. Option 2 of 3 I have been well, thank you. Option 3 of 3 successful in body if not in spirit. Option 1 of 3 God has blessed me with good fortune. Edoc says good. Be sure to share it with others when you are able. Option 1 of 2 You seem more at ease now than when I was last here. Option 2 of 2 Thanku. Option 1 of 2 You seem more at ease now than when I was last here. Edoc says do I? It may be so. I may have worked in the scriptorium beyond the limits of this body. It pained my joints and strained my brotherly love for Guy. The scriptorium took my sight and the use of my hands, but when it closed, it also took the pain from my heart. The abbot is content to let me serve the Lord through prayer and contemplation. And so it also contents me. I'm sorry, Andreas, but I must rest now. It is good to hear your voice at Kiersaw again. God bless you. Player says God bless you, brother Edok. Edok, sure, Edok. Edok says God bless you, Andreas. Edok, scriptorium, cemetery. Opening. Opening. Player says Mother Cecilia, 1463 to 1522. The headstone is well made. Her family must have commissioned it. Cloister. Brother Piero, 1450 to 1525. Option 1 of 2 rest in peace. Option 2 of 2. Option 1 of 2 rest in peace, my old friend. Folkbert. Folkbert says oh. Master Andreas, it's been so long. Option 1 of 2 seven years. Option 2 of 2 it's good to see you, brother Folkbert. How are you? Folkbert says I am well. I'm a monk now. Brother Lucas, too. I still do the same work, but now I have the same robes as the other brothers. Option 1 of 2 has the abbot been treating you well? Option 2 of 2 are you happy here, brother? Option 1 of 2 has the abbot been treating you well? Folkbert says yes, he has. The work is hard but I am happy. Player says that's good to hear. I'll leave you to your work, brother. Folkbert says God bless you, Master Andreas. Folkbert. God bless you, Master Andreas. Else. Player says good morning, Mistress Malerin. Else says good morning, Master Mailer. My husband has been talking about your arrival. We're pleased you've done so well for yourself. Option 1 of 3 thanku. I see the mill's been doing. Option 2 of 3 all. The fame has only brought more toil. I've been traveling almost non-stop. Option 3 of 3 he didn't seem so interested in me last time I was here. Option 1 of 3 thanku. I see the mill's been doing well. Else says Lenhart works relentlessly to keep it in good condition. He's very proud of it. It's unique, in these parts. Inspired by the designs used in the north, so it's very profitable too, and that's important to Lenhart. Who is this young man? Player says Casper. Casper says hello, Miss. Else says oh, you must meet my darling Paul. He would love to meet someone his age pursuing art, just, not where Lenhart can see. Option 1 of 2 yes, Casper and Paul have been introduced. I'm certain they would get along well. Option 2 of 2 if his father wouldn't approve, maybe I shouldn't. Option 1 of 2 yes, Casper and Paul have been introduced. I'm certain they would get along well. Else says that's very good to hear. Paul does not have many friends with similar interests. They are not easy to come by. He does not have many friends in general. Option 1 of 2 and we will figure something out. Option 2 of 2 only if you were also to attend. Else says Master Mailer, please, do not be inappropriate. Lenhart will not take it well. I'm sorry, I must get back to work. Until later, Master Mailer. Player says until then. Else. Ursula says hello. Andrea. Il Peter says are you ready, boy? Have a mask made? Casper says hey. Il Peter says for St. John's Eve. You need a mask to help the wild hunt scare off the evil spirits. Casper says Master Andreas, what is he talking about? Peter says you don't know of Perchta? What do they even teach you these days? Option 1 of 3 The Wild Hunt won't bother us, Casper. They don't come after faithful Christians. Option 2 of 3 Don't mind Peter, Casper. He's making up stories. Option 3 of 3 The Wild Hunt is a pagan myth, Casper. Peter says myth? Myth. Pa. Well, I don't expect you to believe. You're from big cities. No knowledge of the old ways. The Wild Hunt punishes who don't respect the old ways. Like that bastard abbot. Cough cough. May Perchta addle his mind and give him brain rot for stopping the old traditions. Option 1 of 2 Why not just pray to the saints? Option 2 of 2 Take it easy, old man. It's just one festival. Option 1 of 2 Why not just pray to the saint? Peter says Pa. The saints. What good will the saints do? The abbot has already kept us from appealing to Saint Moritz. Who else can we call upon but Perchta, when the church keeps us from God? You want to learn more, boy? Come find me at the bonfire, when the time is near. Cough cough. Player says if you wish. Until later, Peter. Peter says Pa. Peter. God bless you, Ursula. Gertner Farm. Gertner. Big Jurg. Big Jurg says hello, Andreas. Player says hello again, Jurg. Big Jurg says sorry about dinner the other night. Dad, got a little heated. Option 1 of 3 He's just trying to keep his dignity. Option 2 of 3 Casper didn't mean to insult your family. Option 3 of 3 Peter's a stubborn old man. Option 1 of 3 He's just trying to keep his dignity. I understand. Big Jurg says thanks, Andreas. Dad's always been able to provide for us, but now, well, things are different now. But that's why Otto's making his speeches and Klaus is printing the 12 articles. Change is coming to Tassing, Andreas. Option 1 of 3 May the winds of fortune blow your way, Jurg. Option 2 of 3 Do you really think you can make a difference? Option 3 of 3 I hope you're right, for your sake. Option 1 of 3 May the winds of fortune blow your way, Jurg. Big Jurg says thanks. I'll see you later, Andreas. Player says until then. Big Jurg. Big Jurg says hello, Andreas. Town Commons. Seb says hello. Have we met before? Option 1 of 2 Hello again, Seb. It's been a long time. Option 2 of 2 Joseph Hubner. You're looking hearty, even after all this time.